Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my recipes on how I make coleslaw. Today's recipe does not use mayonnaise. We use this really decadent vinegar based dressing here. You can see how pretty it is. I use some red onions in that, but stay tuned and I'll show you how that's made. Here's our coleslaw. It's really easy to make. I think you're going to really like this one. So let's get started making our coleslaw. So I've got several recipes that I use depending on how I feel for the day about how I'm going to make my coleslaw. So this is a variation that you can use if you want to make a coleslaw without mayonnaise, and you can make this a vegan option if that's something that you would like. So to get started with that, I'm going to go ahead and process my cabbage, and I've got some organic cabbage that I've got here. I've got a green one and I've got a red one for some color, and I've got one carrot. I've got another carrot just in case, but I'm going to pop that in there for color just to see where we're going. So to get this started, I'm going to be using my food processor, but definitely you can use a knife if you don't have a food processor to do that, and just cut it up in little shreds for your coleslaw. So let's get started. We're going to take about a pound. So I have more of the green than I've got of the red. So we'll get a pound of the coleslaw, actually the pound of the cabbage and the carrots mixed up, and I'll process it and we'll show you how that's made. So I'm going to take my cabbage here that I've got. I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to take it and cut it into another quarter. And I'm going to take this core out of here. We don't want that in our coleslaw, so we're going to take that out. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And that's how we're going to get our cabbage processed for that. I'll put it in our food processor. And I'm going to do the same thing with the carrot, and I'll be back and show you what it looks like. I am back and I've got my cabbage cut up now. You can see it's got some really nice color to it. I did wind up using half of the green cabbage, quarter of the red cabbage, and the whole carrot. So that's my combination, and it's about a pound what I come up with there. So that's what my cabbage looks like. So now let's make our dressing for our cabbage. This is 1 1/4 cup of any kind of neutral oil that you have. This is just vegetable oil that I have here. Then I've got a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. I've got 1 teaspoon of celery seed. I've got 1 teaspoon of mustard. I've got 1 teaspoon of salt. And here's the variation to it. We want to kind of put a little bit of sweetener to it. So if you want a vegan option, you can use agave syrup. You can use maple syrup. I've got monk fruit that you can use that I use on my coffee and things. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. If you use regular sugar, you can use regular sugar in it, or you can use honey. So anywhere between 1 to 3 tablespoons of a sweetener. I've got 1 1/2 here of honey, but definitely different options to make this vegan if you want to make this vegan, because we're not going to be using mayonnaise today because mayonnaise has eggs in it, so we won't be using that. So let's get this put together and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so I have just a regular processor here, and I'm going to put my oil in. We'll add in our vinegar, our celery seed, the mustard, my salt, and my honey. And I'll add in my red onion that I've got here. But you can use any onion that you have. If you got white, yellow, this is about a 1/4 cup of onion in that. So that's going to give that. And I'll put my lid on my little blender here, and we will give it a little blend together. Give that a little shake just to make sure that everything gets mixed up in it. And then I'm going to put it back in there again. All righty, we've got our dressing now for our cabbage. That red onion really did add some color to it, which is nice. So let's put some of that over our cabbage. You can use as much as you like. Give that a little bit mixed through. Let me grab a fork and I'll be right back. I've got me a fork. Let's give this a try and see if I need to put any more in it, if I need to add any more. Give this an option in case of a mayonnaise-based salad dressing. Again, this is a vinegar-based salad dressing. This is really good. It's very light. It's got a nice flavor to it. And you can definitely sweeten it up as much as you like if you want to put, like I said, between 1 to 3 tablespoons of a sweetener. I went with 1.5, and this was just perfect for me. But definitely taste your dressing before you put it on your cabbage to see if you like that. So hope you give this recipe a try, and I'll leave the information in the description box below for the dressing and the menu on this one. And if you like this video, check out one of these other ones. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one. Enjoy my vinegar-based coleslaw. Bye-bye now.